India celebrates Dussehra today, the victory of good over evil, at a time when the demon of corruption, as we all know so well, has reared its head like never before. The Prime Minister, the President and the Congress President were at Subhash Park grounds to celebrate Vijay Dashmi today, shooting arrows to light the effigies. And as a nation immerses itself in celebrations of good over evil, metaphorically speaking, will the victory of good over evil ever really happen unless the demon of corruption is defeated? Remember, we're talking about mythology, but we're also talking about real demons. Every day, Headlines Today brings you reports of corruption at the highest levels and at the lowest levels of this government. What happens to the victory of good over evil? Is it completely meaningless unless the demon of corruption itself is defeated? Can we equate Ravan with corruption today? We're opening up our phone lines this evening. We'd like to hear what you think about how these two juxtapose with each other. Okay, we've got our first caller already. Rajendran from Chennai is with us on the phone line. Rajendran, what do you want to say about the demon of corruption? Celebrations right across the country. But are we fooling ourselves about this good over evil question when corruption is such a fiery demon that we haven't been able to vanquish yet?
See, this was informed, this corruption, for example, what happened in Sudiksha, was informed in the year 2008 itself to various authorities. It is what has happened in Gadkari's case is only the minuscule of what has happened in Sudiksha. He had 50 companies. His chartered accountant, his company was a director in 12 companies of his shell companies. And his company secretary was a director in 10 companies. And his storekeeper was director in 10 companies. No, 50 shell companies. SFIO investigated, no action taken. If it was acted in time, this Gadkari's case would not have happened now. Why people have not opened their eyes? A corporate, even though SFIO involved, nothing happened. These 50 shell companies invested in crores, only paper money, by routine. No action was taken.
Rajendran, we hear what you're saying. We know that, examples of corruption get very specific. In the last couple of years, the anti-corruption movement that has gained so much mind space in the country has precisely done that. It has awakened people to something that they've always been aware about, but have never taken really seriously: corruption in this country, the demon of corruption in this country. Pallav joins us from Kochi now. Pallav, go ahead. What's on your mind? Okay, we're just going to re-establish that link. We're getting calls from all over the country today. As you can see, there are pictures coming in from across India today as the effigies of Ravan go up in flames. Venkatesh from Bangalore is with us on the phone line right now. Venkatesh, go ahead. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I fully agree with your channel. It's 100% essential that Ravan of corruption is eliminated from the country. See, for example, you go to a bank and ask for a 5 lakh loan for your house, and they will ask you a million questions, and the same SBI, which has given 1,500 crores of loan to Kingfisher, will reject a small loan of 5 lakhs, even though you have all the documents. And what is this kind of a country we are living in? It is ridiculous. And same thing, even the income tax, they're shameless. If a normal citizen has got, say, an outstanding of 1,000 rupees, and they will harass him, they'll send him so many mails. And these people like Kingfisher are left scot-free.
You make a very good point, Venkatesh. You make a very good point. There are different rules for different kinds of people in this country, and that lies at the heart of corruption. You've taken up the issue of Kingfisher. There are so many other examples of different rules being applied, favors being granted just because people are powerful in this country. Aarti is our next caller. She's with us live from Bangalore. Aarti, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Corruption, it's a very great demon in our country, and it should be eradicated. It's like everyone, you can see every politician's corrupt, and I'm not telling about all politicians, but there are most of the politicians corrupt, and if you start investigating, most of the country's income has gone there. If
Yes.
all this amount is spent usefully, I mean, if we start developing the country, it will be somewhere greater than America or any other country. But then all many politicians are worried about themselves and not the country. If they take care of the country will keep them above everyone else, and it will keep us on top of the world at this time.
I don't think it would be easy to find anybody in the country who would disagree with that statement. The fact that India could be somewhere else entirely if it hadn't been for the demon of corruption. We're talking about broad issues here, but each person who calls us has specific stories to tell. Dr. Verma is our caller now from Agra. Dr. Verma, what's going through your mind when you're looking at these images of the Ravans being burnt on your television screens and the demon of corruption that everyone has to deal with every day in this country?
Yes, whatever you are showing on your screen is leaders are fooling us people. In fact, these are showing that they are very clear. Whereas every people in the country know that how much they are involved in the corruption, and they are fooling us straight way. Above all, other parties are those are in opposition also. Those are on the same plane.
Yes, in fact, Dr. Verma, that is something that has, that's a thought that has gained a lot of ground, especially in the last couple of days. You've got Robert Vadra on the one hand, allegations against him, and on the other hand, you've got Nitin Gadkari now, who's perhaps on his way out from the BJP presidency after allegations against him. There is a fixed notion that no politician, no political party is clean. Now, that may be a general statement, but the fact is there is a jaundiced view in India right now about the people who rule us, the people in this country who represent the demons of corruption for us. Vivek is our next caller. He's calling from the capital, from Delhi. Vivek, go ahead.
Yeah, my question is that headlines today also have to play a role to distance itself from the government or the private people to fight this corruption. So today is Dussehra, so we are, burning Ravan
Yes.
as a token of, finishing devils. So media plays a very big role. I am pretty sure that if media distances itself from the political circles and the private entrepreneurs, then they will track down. And the case here I would like to refer is Kingfisher Airlines. It's
Yes.
one of the finest airlines known globally. And if you go track it down right from the leasing of aircraft, the non-payment of salaries, charging of the highest fares, and if you calculate everything down till the bottom, you will find that there was some embezzlement of the funds. That's why this has led to the closure of the airline.
Sure.
Right? So I think media plays a very big role, and if media cannot play a role, then these programs are useless.
You will never have any argument from us on that point, Vivek. The media definitely plays a very big role. And I'd like to say once again here, Headlines Today and the rest of our group, we do not take sides as far as politics are concerned. We merely report the facts, and we also uncover corruption. Headlines Today has given a series of reports that have revealed corruption in the last few weeks, on which investigations are currently on. So rest assured that the media is doing its bit. Vishwanath from Gurgaon is on the phone line with us now. Vishwanath, go ahead. What's on your mind?
In fact, the common man is so frustrated. We appreciate the role being played by media, which has to be neutral. And day-to-day activities in terms of income tax people, harassing common people, but
Yes.
Never the politicians are never questioned. We really feel sorry for the state of governance what our politicians are.
It is not such a sorry state, because we can assure you that politicians are being questioned. They will continue to be questioned, which is why a strong and free media is such an important thing in this country. Sadiq is with us. He's our next caller. He's with us from Delhi. Sadiq, what's on your mind? What have you been watching the images of the Ravans being burnt across the country? What's going through your mind about the state of corruption in India?
On this very day, the devil was burnt.
Yes.
But the very day, the bad story is emerging. and nobody is even admitting it. So once we do not admit the evil,
Yes.
how can we rectify it? My suggestion is the general election must take place after 1 year. That is my.
All right, okay, that's a concrete suggestion, and you are saying that unless we recognize the evil in the country, how can we actually act upon it? But rest assured, in the last couple of years, like I've been saying, it is something that India has awoken to like perhaps never before. The demon of corruption, the Ravan of corruption that must be destroyed. It is progressively being destroyed, hopefully, but there are stories every day that spring us to remind us just how big and enduring this demon really is. I'd like to thank all our callers for participating, giving us their voices, putting their anger on air here on Headlines.